Hello, Sune here from yourbody.love, helping women in perimenopause and menopause embrace the change and flourish and thrive as we reach our older, wiser years. And today I'd like to dig a little bit deeper into what this flourishing actually means. So, the technical term for that is for someone or for something to grow and develop in a particularly pleasurable or kind environment. And I think that's so fitting if it is that is what we want to do, is to flourish and thrive in our midlives and beyond, is the importance of this environment that we're creating for ourselves. So it's a bit like a garden where I love the analogy of a garden, but if you think of if you want a beautiful garden, say in springtime, and you know the things that it takes in order to achieve that, you need sunlight, you need water, it needs attention. The ground needs to be fertile and nourished, and maybe you need to add some extra compost or soil, and it needs some weeding. And take the rubbish away, remove the weeds and give it space for new blooms to develop and, new bulbs to shoot up in springtime. And if you don't do that, if there's no water or it's the wrong plant planted in shade instead of sunshine, you're not going to get a thriving, flourishing garden. And I think it's exactly the same with us. So in order to create this environment for our bodies, for our minds, for our well-being, there's certain things that we need to do quite regularly and on a daily basis. And specifically in this time of our 40s and going into 50s is very challenging for women because we have a lot going on. You may still have small children, you may have children leaving the house, teenagers, there's financial stresses, there's relationships, there's just all the parents that we're caring for. There's so much going on. And it's almost like self-care seems like a thing to do for, housewives or people who don't have anything else to do, or for, really wealthy people who can afford self-care. And I think it's so much more than just bubble baths and face packs. It really is those little things that like going to see your doctor if you're not feeling well, going to the hairdresser, having, trimming your toenails, going to the dentist, eating food that is nourishing and that is actually looking after your health. Those things are all self-care. And when we're in this environment of being so stressed, so pushed and pulled in 150 different directions, that kind of nourishing activities that we do for ourselves that is so necessary in order to thrive and to flourish absolutely gets pushed to the bottom of the barrel. And we're left with this feeling just empty and depleted and not having anything left to give to anyone else because we're bombarded with changes in our body and our own chemistry is changing, our hormones are changing, we're tired, angry, grumpy, and just don't feel 100%. Plus this onslaught of things that are really out of our control as well. And a lot of those things are very much the thoughts in our head, the relationship that we have with our bodies, the way we care for ourselves. It all gets affected when we are not taking care of ourselves. And taking care of ourselves seems like a nice thing to do at a different time and not in this moment. So really this idea of flourishing is, what can I do on a daily basis that's manageable, that's small, that doesn't feel like another thing to do, that will take care of your whole being, your mind, your body, your spirit, your physical environment, all of those things. And it really doesn't have to be monumental. It could be as simple as, tonight you're going to clean the whole kitchen before you go to bed or just do all the dishes so that tomorrow morning when you want to make your cup of tea, there's no dirty dishes from last night. Or, tonight or on Sunday, instead of doing work from yesterday or for tomorrow, is just watch a family movie or spending an extra 5 minutes in bed and reading a book, if that's available to you. But we all have things that we can do that doesn't have to cost any money. You don't have to go anywhere to do it, which especially at the moment is quite good. But what are the things that that nourishes you, that you can do, that's easy and achievable today, and that will make you feel just a little bit more looked after? Because the thing is, no one else is going to do it for you. You have to do it yourself. And I mean, this can go on and on and on, this conversation, because we're looking at things like boundaries. Are you able to say no? Are you able to conserve your time and your energy and see what is most important for you right now? But over the course of look at my blogs, my vlogs, and I'm going to be touching on all these different aspects of looking after yourself in order for you to flourish later on. So it's really preventative, and it's looking at the bigger picture. It's not waiting until, oh my gosh, you feel absolutely rubbish because you're smack bang, 6 months before your periods stop and your hormones are all over the place, and only then you start doing things to look after yourself. It's, what can I do today? What can I do now in order to have a thriving well-being now, but also for the years to come? So, and I don't want to dismiss any woman who decided not to have children or couldn't have children, but for a lot of women who did have a child, I think this is quite a nice example, and something that really resonates with me is that time of wanting to be pregnant and then being pregnant, and how important that phase is for yourself and for the outcome of your baby's health, that we throw everything at it. We do pregnancy yoga, acupuncture, hypnobirth. I mean, I did everything, and just to ensure that baby's healthy, that you're doing the best thing that you can possibly do. It may not turn out to be exactly as you planned, and so many of this is out of your control, but just knowing that I did everything I can. And if your symptoms are X, Y, or Z, it's not your fault, because you're giving yourself the best foundations and the best support in order for it to be thriving and flourishing later, for you to flourish and thrive. You can use the same example of studying for an exam, or having a really important interview. You do the preparation, you do everything that you can in order to give your best, regardless of what the outcome is. And it's for ourselves. And the more we are nourished and the more we are taken care of by ourselves, which is okay, we don't need anyone else to do that, the better it is for the people around you that you care for and that you love. And for most of us, it's just true that those connections and those family and friendship connections is the thing that motivates us to look after ourselves. And that is definitely, for me, is my daughter is my everything. So everything I do, I think this is in order for me to be healthy and independent, so that she doesn't have to, at the age of 10, have to look after me, which may or may not happen. But again, it's just, what can I do? I'm going to throw everything at it to care for myself today in order so I can flourish later. So I hope that's left you with some inspiration to go away and look at something that you can do today to go and nourish yourself now and nurture yourself so you can flourish later today, tomorrow, and for the years to come. So I'm going to leave you with that, and I will see you soon. Take care.